guys, what's going on? It is David here. We're back with another video. Now, in this video, guys, we'll be talking about the Falcons GM, otherwise known as Terry Fontenot. I don't know if I pronounced his name right, but honestly, I really do not care because I'm going to be honest, I've given this GM the benefit of the doubt so many simple times. He's been with the Falcons since, 2020, ever since we hired Arthur Smith, and we fired Arthur Smith a season ago. So he's been with the Falcons about 3 to 4 years now. And his track record in the draft, and I'll be honest, making trades has been kind of okay. But there's some decisions I just can't agree with him on. And one of the recent discussions I've heard him talk about is the fact that he has said, we are willing to have Kirk Cousins return to the Falcons as a $140 million backup. That takes the cake. You pay Kirk Cousins $140 million, whatever how much money he got paid, to be a backup, that's not going to happen. This is literally, I think it's a tactic to get other teams to try and trade for Kirk Cousins or try and go for Kirk Cousins. But nobody's going to take on that contract. You know why? Because they're going to look at it as just like, this team was stupid enough to pay Kirk Cousins the money, a guy that's coming off Achilles surgery and coming off Achilles injury, pay Kirk Cousins almost a fully guaranteed contract. What do you get, $90 million guaranteed? $90 million guaranteed. You know when's the last time the Falcons made a stupid decision like this? And I love Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's my quarterback. But when we paid Matt Ryan his final contract, we were in salary cap hell for about 2 years until we got out. This feels like the exact same situation. It feels like we're going to get rid of Kirk Cousins, still be in salary cap hell, and let's not forget. Let's look at if I look at the Falcons, this season, last season, the season before that. What was the one thing that the Falcons struggled with the most? Was it offense? No. Was it passing game? No. Was it the running game? No. It was the defense and pressuring the quarterback. And what does that tell you? Go out and get yourself a pass rusher. Someone to go after and get the quarterback. And the last 3 draft picks that we have selected has been offense and either a running back or a receiver or a quarterback. Literally. This past pick was Michael Penix Jr. We passed on a pass rusher like Jared Verse. Edgerrin Cooper, who plays for Packers, who looks to be a very good potential. Yes, our pass rusher got injured, so we don't know how our second-round pass rusher got there. But we had a chance to make a game changer that played very well in this rookie season for the Rams. And we had a chance to get him, and we passed on him for a quarterback after we just paid Kirk Cousins. I really just don't understand this GM at all. This GM wasted that much money that we could have invested on the defense, gotten ourselves, whether or not it's a big name or not, in free agency, got some options on the defensive line, and then got a pass rusher, whether it was in free agency or the draft. And we had to wait until the second round to go out and get a pass rusher who, I'll be honest, I can't wait to see how he performs next season. But at this current moment, the last time we selected a pass rusher in the second round, he's okay. It was Arnold Ebiketie. Ebiketie's kind of hot and cold, and we don't really know what's going to happen with him. I'd rather have a guaranteed lock as the guy you know that's going to go out there and try and get the quarterback. Look at guys like Aiden Hutchinson, guys that all these pass rushers, these were first-round guys. And we passed on a guy like Jared Verse. I'm pretty sure there was another pass rusher I'm forgetting about that we passed on as well. We had the 8th overall pick, and he was right there. And as soon as we didn't select him, the Rams went and got Jared Verse. I was like, we got Michael Penix Jr. for what? We just paid Kirk Cousins the money. Michael Penix Jr. looks good, but here's a simple option. Give Justin Fields a contract. Give Justin Fields a contract. Justin Fields is still very young. Justin Fields is 25, 26 years old? He's still very young, 27 years old. How old, whether he is still very young. He could have got accustomed to this offense. He is from the Georgia area. He would have been on a cheap deal compared to Kirk Cousins, and we would have had to not pay that much money. Invest on the defense. Invest in the pass rusher. Invest in the safety, which we ended up getting in Justin Simmons. Invest in a backup cornerback because A.J. Terrell, man, I love A.J. Terrell, but he cannot be the only cornerback that we depend on every single game because DK Metcalf, I remember the game that they played against the Seattle Seahawks. DK Metcalf made him look like a little baby. I'm not even going to lie to you. So, I'm not even trying to say this right now. It's just announced, I think a couple days ago or a day or two ago, that we let go of the defensive coordinator and defensive line coach. We need to let go of the GM. Because, I'm going to be honest, this has to be the final free agency and the final draft. And if he doesn't go out there and make somewhat of a splash, then that's going to be tough considering we got Kirk Cousins' contract coming up. And let's not forget, we got some guys that we're going to have to pay very soon enough. Drake London's getting up there and getting ready for a contract. Kyle Pitts, if he comes back and works well with Michael Penix Jr., we're going to have to pay Kyle Pitts as well. And let's not forget, we have Tyler Algier, a running back that I think could be a very good backup running back to Bijan Robinson. And then we're getting into Bijan. And all of these guys are going to have to come up on the contracts when we still have Kirk Cousins. Because Kirk Cousins is basically like, what, 2 to 3 year deal? We got Justin Fields, save the money. Save the ready for our receiver, our running back, and our tight end. But nope, we pay that to the quarterback. And then we're talking about having this quarterback as a backup, and we're paying him so much money. Kirk Cousins' agent is probably like, yeah, we'll be the backup. We're still getting paid this money. I'm still getting paid my $90 million guaranteed. And what does it matter? I'm the backup. Or he can go get traded. He'll still get the guaranteed money because the Falcons give him a $90 million contract guaranteed. It doesn't really matter because his GM was an idiot. I'm not even trying to lie to you. And I've been very patient in not saying anything about this GM. But even looking at the past 3 drafts, a lot of people that know me, a lot of people that have followed me, know how I feel about each of the last picks that we made in the draft. I definitely did not like Bijan Robinson pick. I forgot who I wanted us to get in the Bijan Robinson draft. And I definitely did not like the fact that we selected Michael Penix Jr. No matter how the fact Michael Penix Jr. looks right now, and he's a possible future for the Atlanta Falcons, considering how he looked in this offense, I did not like the pick. Because Michael Penix Jr. was a late round first pick. We could have traded up and got him in the late round if we really needed to get that quarterback. He was not going to go where he was supposed to go. In fact, we actually reached to get him. He's coming off injury history. He has injury history in college. And you know how college quarterbacks that have injury history always have injury history in the NFL. Look at Tua. Tua came into the NFL injured, and he's had a history of getting injured so far in the NFL. That doesn't bode well for Michael Penix Jr. Justin Fields, a guy that we could have gotten the free agency for probably a year or 2 contract for less money. He led the Steelers at the beginning of the season to a 4-2 record before Russell Wilson picked up. But nobody wants to talk about that. Everybody's like, Russell Wilson led the Steelers to the playoffs. Justin Fields is the one that started out. No matter how the receivers weren't getting catches, the Steelers were still 4-2 with Justin Fields. I don't really know what to say. If this GM really decides to keep Kirk Cousins as a backup, which I just don't really see happening, considering the fact that how much Kirk Cousins is getting paid right now. Kirk Cousins being paid $140 million to sit on the bench is basically a slap to the face. It's like, why did we waste that money when we could have spent that money elsewhere helping our defense? And it's not a shocker that when it comes to pressure on the quarterback, the Falcons were the 32nd ranked team in the NFL. We could have defensive line, defensive coordinator, fired. We need to fire the GM, and I'm sorry to say that, but it just needs to be the case.